board games, role-playing games, painting and assembling models and miniatures. These are my hobbies. I'm Howard Blues, one half of the mildly popular, somewhat watchable, always entertaining podcast, Beer, Blues, and BS. I'm inviting you to join me on my journey through the hobby. Also, as I rebuild my cave of wonders.
Hey everybody, Howard Blues here, and welcome back to Howard's Cave of Wonder. You might have noticed no weird preamble on this beginning of this video, and that's partially because I'm fighting a bit of a cold, have a sore throat, and talking just isn't always the easiest. But I thought I should share, and I talk about something I've been working on. A lot of times when I work on projects, lately it's been sharing things with you, like when I did the pegboard wall, although you might notice we have a whole new row. I went out and bought some more hooks because I found another box, and yeah, so they're all up now. So it's a very full wall. And while I've been trying to document my process of organizing the cave, and I have some ideas of things I want to do in the future, sometimes I need a project just for me. And I started working on a project just for me and such, but I thought it would be worth kind of sharing. Just have a bit of time. And the project is involving Reaper Bones. I've been a backer of Reaper Miniatures Bones Kickstarters since Bones 3. So Bones 3, 4, 5, and I'm currently pledging for 6. The thing about the Bones Kickstarters is there's always expansion sets. And with those, some of them, like Lost Valley here, are very well themed. This is all kind of caveman, dinosaur themed. And that's fine. That's great. And the great thing is, I can keep them on this box, and I know what's in the box and what's in that theme. But sometimes you get things like the fan favorites theme. And that expansion just had a bunch of stuff that people liked. And it's from all over. The core set is the same way. I have core set around here. I think I've dealt with it already. But the core set also had a variety of things, and because it has a variety of things, the problem got to be is that as I got more of these, I just threw them in boxes to make space, because my original cave was nowhere near as big. And that was fine. The problem, and very much the problem of that is, when you do that, good luck finding anything again. So one of the things I've been working on is sorting my bones. Let me show you. So it started back on these shelves where I'd cleared some room. But I started sorting things based off of kind of by race a little bit and a little bit by what they are. So it's things like, hey, here's the ogres. You can see all of them here. Sometimes I'd have random sets like these kind of 3 lava dogs. Not quite sure where I'm going to put those, but I'll find a spot. Probably in with some demons and such. But then we got giants kind of filling up back there. There's some dragons. There's a hydra in there. There's other mythical creatures. That guy who I didn't really know what to do with. Trolls. Up here I have everything cutesy or holiday themed. Like there's Krampus and a witch. But yeah, all of these are kind of these cutesy themed stuff. Along with, I don't know, my piles kind of have grown, but like some Naga sort of stuff, genies, such scenery. But it started there, but as I opened more boxes and sorted more things, I eventually had to bring in another table. And so enter in this table. And in this table, I've kind of been putting all sorts of things together, like, hey, here's animals, scenery. There used to be a giant pile of orcs and goblins. I kind of combined those, and of NPCs and PC characters, kind of those sorts of things. as those kind of piles got to be so big, they eventually got their own box. So over here in this old core set, here's all the NPC and kind of hero figures. Or some of them are evil figures, but they kind of fall along those lines. Over here I have a box. This is everything undead. So skeletons, zombies, ghouls, ghosts. It's in there. Down here I have the Underdark in a set. I have Underwater in a set. Anything Greek in a set. And then up here, here's orcs, goblins, and the like. And then this box I've talked about before. Any duplicates, some of the ones if I found more than, say, 2, I tend to throw into there for future times when painting with others. But I managed to kind of empty boxes, which I'm pretty happy with. However, there's a few spots like this where, hey, here's Bones 5 stuff that hasn't been assembled yet, and so therefore I really can't sort it because it's in pieces. So I have 2 of those sorts of boxes. So it's been a pretty good kind of thing and project to work on. Now I'm gonna take and try to box things up in orders that make a bit more sense. So that's kind of combining. I know I sorted these up, and I'm going to combine some things. Like, here's my vampire pile. Well, that's going to go in the box of the undead. You know, I have a pile of Knights Crusaders. That's going to go in with the NPCs. So basically try to put some of these things together to make sense. And it's kind of been interesting. It's in the sorting process. One of my favorite things is I discovered these guys, these little, I think Mygo is what they are. They're actually kind of a Cthulhu mythos monster. But when I looked them up to see where they're going, I discovered that I'd glued their heads on upside down. So I actually had to cut and flip their heads upside down, or right side up. So it's been an interesting process. I still have some Chronoscape to sort. My goal is to get this all quickly now put away and back, neatly labeled and organized on shelves back here. Because once I can do that, the next big project is one that I've been working on and I need to do some more on. And that is a little bit of groundskeeping, which I'll explain later. So right now, I'm gonna get dug in on sorting all of this, and might cut back in if I have other stuff. So I've done basically packing up what I had already sorted, and then I made room for Chronoscape. So Chronoscope, or Scape, Scope, that's right, is kind of Reaper's line for anything that's not fantasy. And so I kind of divided it a little bit here. We got kind of our pulp section, a little bit of horror, a little bit of scenery, and then a lot of sci-fi. I should say, here's the rest of the scenery. So now that I've gotten that all sorted out, next steps, box them up, probably sci-fi in there. I'll probably find a small box to put like Mythos, because that's a Mythos piece. Kind of the horror and the steampunk together, pack that up, and then yeah, all is good. And so there we go. I know it's so much of a video and not a whole lot of process. As I kind of said at the beginning, sometimes I do projects just for myself, and this was one that I did mostly because it was very cathartic. It was something that I could work on. A lot of stress and such going on at work, and so this was an opportunity for me to tackle a project, work on a project, and just not worry about recording, not worrying about angles, not worrying about what's it going to look like, what's the final product. So in the end, I'm pretty happy. I got most of the little bones worked down into one shelf, which is awesome. But I mean, don't worry that you didn't get to see much. The cave has a lot of stuff to do. Like all this needs to be taken care of. Yep, there. Down here. A lot of organizing, a lot of straightening up. And then, to make matters worse, I got a bunch of these. These are the Whiz Kids figures, kind of like Reaper Bones. Here's the thing about them, you know, they're kind of taking up some space. The pegboard wall is pretty full. So what I'm thinking I might do, which I don't want to, in the future video, I'm going to take these, open them out of the package. They come with bases, which is part of the reason I haven't done it. I'll probably glue them to the bases, and then with some, like I happen to have goblins here, you know, go and find my goblin box, which is fortunately behind this Greek box, and throw them in there so that they're there. So, future project that I need to deal with. So that's that. As I said, sometimes it's small projects, and sometimes you just have to do a project for yourself. But overall, the cave's starting to come together. Progress is being made. There's still some things to figure out, some things to place and find homes for, and to better organize. But getting closer all the time. That's a good thing. So, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully check out more. If this was not enough to satisfy you, go check out some of the other videos in this playlist, and you can kind of see the whole process, all the things I'm doing, all of that. And on another note, hey, do you just need some good content? Something to maybe fill in the void, the empty space while you're doing your own hobbying? Then check out our main show, Beer, Blues, and BS. It's a podcast I do with my good friend, Mark Gitter. I talk about hobby stuff. He kind of tunes out when I do that. But that's okay. I do the same when he talks Star Trek. And we talk about just anything that's interesting us and such. You can find us, of course, the podcast version on any audio podcast service out there. You can find the video version on YouTube, much like you did with these. And feel free to enjoy that show. And once again, thank you for spending some time with me down in the cave, and we'll catch you down here next time.